You think if you say the right thing, apologize the right way, or stay available, she'll come back. But the more you chase, the more you train her nervous system to feel relief without you and attraction without respect. And before we go further, subscribe. Not because I need a number on a screen, because you need consistent reminders of truth when your emotions start bargaining, when your ego starts spiraling, and when loneliness starts lying to you. You don't need motivation. You need clarity on repeat. Here's the thesis, and I want it to sting a little, because it's going to save you. Her disappearing isn't a mystery to solve. It's a message to decode, and if you respond like a boy begging for the past, you guarantee one thing: she stays gone or comes back to use you. If you respond like a man who respects himself, you create the only conditions where she can reappear with genuine desire, not because you manipulated her, because you finally stop betraying you. Let's start with the misconception. You believe her silence means you're losing her. You believe no contact is a gamble. You believe if you don't fight, you're weak. You believe love is proving. You believe attraction is earned through effort. No, attraction is earned through identity. Hard truth. You don't get chosen because you try harder. You get chosen because you're harder to replace. And I'm not talking about money or looks. I'm talking about presence, standards, backbone, a life that doesn't collapse when one person walks out. Because right now, if we're being honest, you're not heartbroken, your identity broken. You built your stability on her attention. You built your confidence on her replies. You built your worth on her mood. And the second she pulled back, you panicked, not because she's the one, but because you stopped feeling like you were enough without her validating you. That's called dependence, and dependence is not love. Dependence is fear wearing a suit. Now let's go one level deeper. Why does this happen? What's the root cause? The root cause is that you made her your center. You made her your mission. You made her your mirror. You didn't just like her. You handed her the job of regulating your nervous system. So when she disappears, your mind starts doing what weak minds do. It starts negotiating with reality. It starts rewriting history. It starts worshipping breadcrumbs like they're a feast. One more message, one more call, one more explanation, one more apology, one more proof that I care. And every one more is another vote for the version of you that doesn't respect himself. You stop eating, you stop training, you stop sleeping, you stop working, you stop being a man with a direction. You become a man with a question. What is she thinking? Who is she with? Did I mess it up? How do I fix it? Listen carefully. A man who lives in questions becomes a man who gets treated like an option, because options don't lead. Options wait, and waiting is not patience when it comes from fear, it's surrender. Now let's talk about what it costs you, because you keep paying a price you don't even count. It costs you your dignity. It costs you your edge. It costs you the part of you that used to feel dangerous in a good way. Dangerous meaning you could lose someone and still stand tall. You could be disappointed and still be disciplined. You could be alone and still be whole. But when you chase her, you don't just lose her respect, you lose your own. And once you lose your own respect, you start doing things that don't even feel like you. You send paragraphs, you ask for closure, you just want to talk. You try to be so understanding that you become invisible. You try to be so nice that you become forgettable. Tell me something. When did you decide being a man meant being available 24/7, like customer support? When did you decide love meant tolerating disrespect? When did you decide you needed to audition for a role you already gave her? That's the fantasy. That's the lie. That's the trap. Reality is simple. If she wants to be with you, she will make it easy to be with you. Not perfect, not effortless, but clear. And if it's not clear, you don't chase clarity. You become clarity. Now here's the reframe that changes everything. Her silence is not your cue to beg, it's your cue to ascend. Because when a woman pulls away, there are usually only a few real categories happening. And I'm not going to sugarcoat them. 1, she's overwhelmed or uncertain and needs space. 2, she's testing the frame, seeing if your confidence is real or performative. 3, she's exploring other options. 4, she's already emotionally checked out, and your presence is just comfort she can access when she wants. And here's the part you don't want to hear, but you need to. You cannot talk your way out of any of those categories. You can only embody your way out. If she's overwhelmed, your calm is attractive. If she's testing you, your self-respect passes the test. If she's exploring options, your absence creates contrast. And if she's checked out, your standards protect you. In every scenario, chasing makes you smaller. In every scenario, groundedness makes you bigger. So what does 100% guaranteed she will reappear really mean? It doesn't mean you can force her to return. It means if you do this correctly, you guarantee one of two outcomes, and both are wins. Either she reappears because she feels the absence of a man who actually has value and standards, or she doesn't reappear and you finally reclaim your life. Either she comes back with respect, or you move forward with self-respect. That's the guarantee, not her behavior, your outcome. Because the only real power you ever had was not controlling her choices. It was controlling what you tolerate. Now I want you to picture two men. The first man is reactive. He lives in her weather. If she's warm, he's confident. If she's cold, he's anxious. He's always adjusting, always performing, always trying to earn what should be freely given. He says, I just want her back. But what he really means is, I just want my nervous system to stop screaming. The second man is the archetype, the man you need to become. And I'm going to describe him so clearly that it should make you uncomfortable if you're not living this way. This man doesn't negotiate for attention. He doesn't argue with silence. He doesn't worship potential. He doesn't chase people who run. He has boundaries that don't require speeches because his boundaries are enforced by action, not emotion. He doesn't punish. He doesn't play games. He simply withdraws access when access is abused. He's not bitter. He's not angry. He's not trying to get her back. He's trying to get himself back. He has purpose that existed before her and will exist after her. He has a schedule. He has standards. He has friendships. He has a body he respects. He has work that matters. He has goals that require silence, focus, and repetition. And because of that, his love is not desperate. It's selective. When he speaks, it's clean. When he commits, it's real. When he walks away, it's final. Not as a threat, as a principle. That's called a frame, and women don't fall in love with your words. They fall in love with your frame. Now let's get actionable. Not motivational, actionable. Because your feelings don't need more analysis. They need orders. Here's what you do. First, stop checking her socials. Stop it. Every check is a relapse. Every scroll is you volunteering for pain. You are reinfecting the wound and then asking why it won't heal. Cut the supply, cut the stimulus. Protect your mind like it's a weapon, because it is. Second, stop sending temperature check messages. Hey, how are you? It's not casual when it's coming from withdrawal. It's not kindness. It's craving dressed up as politeness. If she left, let her feel what she chose. Presence versus absence, reality versus fantasy. Third, if you already reached out and she's cold, you do not double text. You do not clarify. You do not explain. You do not pour more into a cup with a hole. You let the silence do what it's supposed to do, reveal truth, because silence is an answer. Silence is a decision. Silence is data. That's called information. Fourth, redirect your energy into visible self-respect, not self-improvement as a performance. Self-respect as a lifestyle. Train not to look good for her, to feel solid for you. Work not to distract yourself, to build a life that makes you proud. Sleep, eat, read, build routines that don't depend on romance to function. Fifth, rebuild your social proof and your brotherhood. You need men around you who tell you the truth, not men who keep you in delusion. Isolation makes you romanticize. Community makes you realistic. When you're alone too long, your mind turns one woman into a religion. You need other voices, other missions, other standards. Sixth, if she comes back, you don't reward disappearing with instant access. Let me say that again, because this is where most men fail. If she reappears, you do not melt. You do not turn into a golden retriever. You do not pretend nothing happened. You stay calm. You stay warm. You stay grounded. And you require consistency. You can say, simple and clean, good to hear from you. What's up? And you watch. Is she accountable? Is she clear? Is she respectful? Is she trying to rebuild? Or is she just checking? If you're still on the shelf, because if you take her back with zero standard, you teach her the worst lesson. Possible that your attention is free even after disrespect. That's called self-betrayal, and here's a definition you need in your bones. Self-betrayal is when you abandon your values to avoid someone else abandoning you. That's what you've been doing. Now let's address the part of you that's still arguing. The part of you that says, but what if she never comes back? Good. Sit with that, because the goal is not to build a strategy to get her back. The goal is to build a man she can't easily forget and that you can't easily abandon. If she never comes back, you win because you stop living as a beggar. If she does come back, you win because you meet her as a man with standards, not a man with fear. And I'm going to challenge you with something that will expose whether you're serious. Are you willing to lose her to find yourself? Because if you're not, you'll never keep her anyway. You'll only keep the version of her that knows she can leave and return whenever she wants. And you'll be waiting like a lamp left on in an empty room. That's not love, that's lack. Now I want to address the anger. Some of you are angry. You want revenge. You want her to feel what you felt. No, you don't need revenge. You need evolution. You don't win by making her suffer. You win by becoming unrecognizable to the version of you that tolerated disrespect. You win by becoming the kind of man who doesn't need to announce his value because his life proves it. You win by becoming so grounded that whether she texts or not, you still train, you still work, you still build, you still lead your own life. That's what makes her reappear when she's capable of reappearing. Because here's another hard truth. Most women don't come back to the man who begged. They come back to the man who disappeared into his purpose and didn't die from the distance. They come back when they feel contrast, when they feel the difference between a man who was always available and a man who is available only to someone who qualifies. And if she's with someone else right now, listen carefully. The worst thing you can do is compete. Do not compete. Competing is agreeing that you're replaceable. You don't fight for a spot in someone's life. You build a life so aligned that the right person fits and the wrong person bounces off. That's masculine self-respect. It's not domination, it's selection. It's standards, it's calm power. Now let's tighten this into a sequence. Your nervous system can follow when you feel weak. When you get the urge to text, you pause, you breathe, you do something hard for your body. Push-ups, a run, a cold shower. 10 minutes of suffering, you choose beats. 10 hours of suffering, you beg for. Then you do one productive thing that moves your life forward. One call, one application, 1 hour of focused work, 1 page read, 1 meal cooked, 1 task completed. You don't heal by thinking, you heal by acting like the man you want to be until your mind catches up. And if you're sitting there thinking, this is too cold, understand this. This isn't cold, this is clean. What's cold is you abandoning yourself and calling it love. What's clean is you finally telling the truth. I want someone who wants me back. I want consistency. I want respect. I want alignment. And if she can't give that, then you don't need her to change. You need you to change. Now let's talk about the moment she reappears. Because for a lot of you it will happen, and you're going to be tested. She'll send a casual message, a meme, a hey stranger, a miss you, can we talk? And your heart will spike because your ego will think I'm winning. No, you're being evaluated. Will you abandon your standards the second she taps the glass? Or will you stay grounded and require substance? Because the man who has healed doesn't need to punish her. He doesn't need to lecture her. He simply responds from a place of self-respect. He doesn't chase the high. He checks the reality. He asks himself, is this woman adding peace to my life or taking it? Is she consistent or chaotic? Is she accountable or evasive? Is she here for me or here because she's lonely? And if the answers are wrong, he doesn't argue. He exits quietly, cleanly, and that quiet exit is louder than any paragraph you could write. That's called consequence. Now here's the part that's going to hit the deepest. The reason you want her to come back so badly is because you think her return will validate your worth. You think if she reappears, it means you mattered, but you mattered before she ever showed up. Your worth is not a verdict she gets to deliver. You are not a courtroom begging for a judgment. You are the judge. You are the standard. And when you finally live like that, something strange happens. You stop needing her to come back. And that's usually when the universe, and yes, sometimes she starts knocking. Not because of magic, because your energy changes, your posture changes, your eyes change, your decisions change. You're no longer vibrating with please choose me. You're vibrating with I choose what chooses me. That's a man. And that man is magnetic because he's not asking to be saved. He's building, he's leading, he's moving. So, if you're listening to this, here's your identity reset. And I want you to take it personally. You are not the guy who got left. You are the man who got redirected. You are not the man who lost her. You are the man who found the line he will never cross again. You are not the victim of her silence. You are the author of your standards. You don't need her to reappear to be okay. You need you to reappear in your own life. Because the truth is, the moment you stopped being a man with a mission, you disappeared. You vanished into her. You shrank into her moods. You outsourced your strength. Today you take it back. No begging, no performing, no long paragraphs, no late night spirals, no self-humation disguised as romance. You walk with calm, you work with focus, you train with discipline, you speak with clarity, and you love with standards. And if she reappears, she meets a man, not a wound. And if she doesn't, she becomes a chapter, not your whole book. Either way, you win, because you are the answer, not her text, not her apology, not her attention. You now subscribe if you want more of this. More truth, more clarity, more direction. When your emotions try to drag you back into old patterns, you don't need comfort. You need reminders. And if you're building yourself back up, you're not doing it alone. You're with men who are done begging and ready to lead their own lives.